welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie McQueen. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I am a stay-at-home mom slash homeschooling mom of one. I am also very passionate about health and I love to make different health videos. So if any of that interests you, please consider hitting the subscribe button and click the little bell so you don't miss any of my new uploads. I felt like this video was definitely put on my heart to make because I would have loved this. If I would have found a video like this, I know I would have found it very useful and it really would have helped me out a lot. And that is where or how to get started homeschooling. My husband and I knew right off the bat that we wanted to homeschool our daughter. However, we didn't know anything about it. You know, we both grew up in public school and all of our families grew up in public school, and this is really just foreign territory to us. So I can remember when my daughter was very little, she's 4 now, but I can remember when she was months old, a year old, me just panicking about that journey. What did that look like for us? How was I going to do it? Was I even going to be able to do it? She just gets sent into public school anyways because I failed and I couldn't do it. But I wanted to make this video to hopefully help some of you guys out and give you some tips and wisdom where to start on this journey. So the first step that you want to take is to check your state laws and requirements for homeschooling. There's different regulations that each state has to follow as far as attendance. How long do you have to school them? Can you do, should you do year round? Can you do the regular standardized schooling? As far as standardized testing, what does that look like? The curriculum choices, if you have to have a degree to homeschool, and all of the above. I am fortunate enough to live in a pretty free state. It is actually very easy to homeschool where I am at. The government is not very strict on the laws that we have to follow here, so I am thankful for that. However, you definitely want to make sure that you check that out, which is super easy. Just go on Google, type in your state's name, and look up, you know, your state's laws and requirements for homeschooling, and it will take them to the website, a homeschooling website, and yeah, it will list everything that you need to know where to begin. After you have gathered that information of, you know, what you will have to do as far as reporting your child and all of the above, then you want to start thinking about your child and how your child learns, how your child interacts, and start thinking about curriculums. Homeschooling is free in the aspect of, you know, you can, you know, pick the type of curriculum that fits well with your family and your child. We all know that, you know, the typical way of learning in public school does not work for everybody, and you might be somebody that it didn't work for, and we all have different learning types, so you are able to customize your child's learning, you know, as long as you're fulfilling the requirements, you know, to whatever curriculum you want to use. There is like thousands and thousands of, you know, resources out there as far as curriculum. You can look online, you can look on YouTube, for example. I've met so many homeschooling moms here on YouTube that make their own curriculum, that sell it on Teachers Pay Teachers. You can go on Amazon, you can go on different websites and just start really looking into that. You know, just remember the fact that you know, you can really cater to your child, which is a nice thing about homeschooling. If they're more of a visual learner, then you can, you know, set your curriculum towards that. If they love to read, you know, then you can set your curriculum towards that. I know moms and I know families that have said, you know, all I do is read to my children. I have other ones that said, you know, they work really well on a computer through a program like that, or, you know, visual or whatever. So you just have to decide what is best for your child and your family. Another thing I would suggest doing is get plugged in and use all the resources that are out there. There's so many resources that you can use. Homeschooling has really come a long way from several years ago. Honestly, there's so many different things that you can do. For example, my state specifically, they hold huge conferences and little conferences throughout the year talking about homeschooling, telling people how to do it, where to get started. They give you packets and packets of resources to use, where to get curriculum, you know, if you have fears, just all of that. And I know for the most part, most states do have something like that. They have umbrella schools that you can sign up under, which count as private schools where you're still doing the homeschooling, but you're signed up under them. And yeah, you don't have to worry about really turning in stuff to your school and things like that. You just turn it into the umbrella school. You can also join different Facebook groups. I have seen so many different homeschooling Facebook groups that you can be a part of. There's tons of moms out there that get their kids together, they go on field trips, they do crafts, and so many things like that. I've seen, you know, like I said, multiple different homeschooling groups on my Facebook page. There is also different things that the library offers as far as resources. My husband and I just went to a homeschooling fair where we met, you know, so many different people, so many different clubs and organizations. My daughter just got signed up for an amazing music class, you know, through that fair that we found out about. And it just really, there are so many resources out there that you shouldn't have to feel afraid or discouraged when it comes to homeschooling. There really is a lot of help out there. Another thing that I want to talk about, that I want to address, is the number one fear of parents when it comes to homeschooling, or why they don't want to homeschool, is socialization. And I would have to admit that my husband and I thought about that too. We were worried about that because I think our culture has programmed us to think of socialization in only one way. And we think that just because our child isn't going to a public school, you know, for 8 hours a day, that they are not getting socialized. And I want you to really just think about that and analyze that. You know, for my daughter example, she is 4 and she is plenty socialized. You know, she is in ballet, gymnastics, music class. There are school districts in my area that offer her to attend music, PE, you know, art, and all these other courses for free with the students in the public school. Really, there are so many options to socialize your child. Plus, you know, she has family, you know, friends in our neighborhood. We attend church. She has her church friends. She is really plenty socialized, and this is something that was, you know, highly discussed, you know, during our homeschooling conferences, is the socialization, because that tends to be the number one fear and reluctancy to homeschooling. But I can pretty much assure you that unless you know, keep your child locked in a box and you never go outside, that your child will be plenty socialized. These are just the things that I suggest doing, you know, if you're interested in homeschooling and you want to get started and you really don't know where to begin. If you did find this useful, please give me a thumbs up, leave some comments below, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.